Smell of weed. The Weed Porn Daily podcast is brought to you by 420 Goody Box, the premier stoner subscription service. If you're looking for a ganja-related goodie box every month to your door, stuffed with 5 to 8 premium mystery items, check out 420goodieBox.com. For only $19 a month, plus I think like $5 shipping, you can get a box that's I think over like $70 in value. So check it out. I posted up a unboxing video today, and they've released the first month of boxes to their members, so you can finally see what kind of stuff comes in the box and the variety and things like that. So check it out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. Hashtag 420GoodyBox, or just check out their profile, 420GoodyBox, or their website, 420GoodyBox.com. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Like, what is it? Like, it's basically like 24 or $25 a month, or cheaper if you buy more months together, and you get a mix of items that you would get like from a head shop, and just like novelty stuff too that you wouldn't necessarily find in a head shop and you would have to like really search for. Like this month, I'll talk about it later, but I got some stuff like keychains and stickers and shit, and it's stuff that I would have to go out of my way. You know, I just wouldn't be able to run down to the head shop and get. And even if you do run down to the head shop and get it, it would still cost you a lot more than it would when you're getting it inside of the goodie box. So 420goodiebox.com. Show them some love. The Weed Porn Daily podcast is also brought to you by the Weed Porn Daily Stoner Shop. Clothing for cannabis connoisseurs. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, laptop skins, iPhone skins, cases, fucking pillows. Like, who else has cannabis print pillows? We've got frame prints, onesies, kids clothing. Who else carries cannabis kids clothing? I'm telling you, son. Check it out. shop.weedporndaily.com. And also make sure to check out the Weed Porn Daily Head Shop. That's right, we have a clothing store that's Society 6 based, and then we also have a head shop where we sell hemp wick, huff socks, and just a variety of other products that we stock. So make sure to check it out. weedporndaily.com/shop. I know it gets confusing. I think you could even do weedporndaily.com /headshop. It might redirect. Yeah. Those huff socks are going to get restocked this week. I'm supposedly getting them in on Wednesday, so you'll see them in stock either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. As soon as I basically can get them online and take product shots and shit like that. So if you guys, I know a lot of you guys, like, you're fucking sitting at the edge of your keyboards, you're like ready to fucking, you wanted to pre-order, but you're ready to fucking throw down like those fucking eBay cowboys and shit. But yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, huff socks. Buy them before they sell out. If you'd like to advertise with the Weed Porn Daily podcast, head over to weedporndaily.com/advertise, and we've got I think 3 different advertising packages up there, and they're all just one-click purchases. You can get an ad space in the website, sidebar, and main content area, one-click pay. You can get an ad on the podcast, and you can also advertise on our Twitter and Instagrams. So make sure to check that out, weedporndaily.com/advertise. So much whoring. I feel like such a dirty whore. We've got a bowl here packed of some funky funk. This is that shit that smells like a fucking garbage bag. And luckily you break it up and it kind of redeems itself with like a fruity flavor profile, but not necessarily a flavor profile, but a smell, because this taste is still garbage baggy. But hey, it's frosty, it gets you high, it gets you medicated. I hope you guys are smoking on much more luxurious stuff if possible. Hopefully, fucking de-waxed shatters and fucking River Rock, fucking specialty butters and edibles even. I'm jealous of the people who have access to steady edibles and shit. I'd love to get my hands on some trim. So yeah, hope you got your bowls packed, hash nails heated, your edibles pre-baked, well, baked and cooled. Oh, I guess they would have to be pre-baked, technically. I hope you've been pre-baked. Cheers. Oh yeah, it's a mix of the funk and Chemdog. I forgot, I did a little salad. And the Chemdog has that piney, kind of foresty, musky flavor that really overpowers any shitty garbage flavor. Also makes it incredibly hard to hit because of the Chemdog Expando lung effect. Love it. Quite the cloud. Thick smoke from the Chemdog. Makes it really difficult to clear in one exhale, or one like breath, rather. But welcome to the WeedPornDaily podcast. Woo! I am Grouch, your coughing, smoke-filled host, the owner, editor, the dude behind WeedPornDaily.com. The dude that's often confused with every semi-naked chick that I post. If you'd like to check us out, head over to WeedPornDaily.com. Make sure to check out our Tumblr, blog.WeedPornDaily.com, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all WeedPornDaily. Instagram is the only one that's different, Ganja Grouch. So you guys, it's been a little while. I had a little bit of a delay since the last podcast. I wanted to make them a little more frequent, a little more like a twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week kind of scenario, but as always, life gets in the way. But I'm back from outer space. Turn around now. I want to see your stony face. We've got plenty of news, as always. Let's get right into that, because you can clearly tell I'm tangent ready today. If you'd like to follow along, as always, with the news, head over to WeedPornDaily.com and hit the news button on the side. We also post a podcast post with all the news articles that we discuss, so you can check out podcast.weedporndaily.com and find the podcast post there as well. Or you can just use the Google search or tags. Just browse the site, you guys, please. I design it. I like make sure every corner is touched by my hand. So please, if you can, just touch every corner. If you can't click everything. Just click randomly. I don't even care. Just click stuff, and I'll be somewhere, and I'll just be like, oh. You know how when you sneeze, it's like a 1/80th or 1/8 of an orgasm? Every time you click on the website, it is literally like an orgasm for me. Oh, that was just me. But really, make sure to browse around the site. We have tags for everything, for every state, for news, for activism, for legalization, specific threads, everything. Check it out. So let's jump right into it. Legalizing pot could save California hundreds of millions of dollars every year, state says. This comes to us from the Washington Post. A proposed ballot measure that would legalize possession, use, growth, and cultivation of marijuana would save the state of California hundreds of millions of dollars a year, according to a summary issued by Thursday by State Attorney General's office. I wonder what the difference is between growth and cultivation. But I guess they put it like growth and cultivation. I'm nitpicking. The summary, which is a PDF that you can check out, which Attorney General Kamala Harris's office releases for each proposed ballot measure, says that the state would save in the low hundreds of millions of dollars annually on law enforcement costs associated with enforcing marijuana laws. So as always, with legalization, we're seeing a huge saving in just the Justice Department. You know, we see less pot possession, less pot cultivation, pot anything cases, cannabis cases being prosecuted less. And that's always a good thing. That's less time spent by the judges dealing with these silly cases with plants and people who are essentially innocent and only guilty by laws on the books. And it gives the police, the court system, it gives everybody more time to deal with more serious laws like criminal offenses like fucking robbery, rape, and murder, and all the bad stuff. So it's good news. It's always good news when we can reduce like the effort. Yeah. So as an added bonus, Harris's office said that sales tax revenues could add more cash, again in the low hundreds of millions of dollars annually, to the state's bottom line. So again, just taxing it as well. You know, it's simple logic here. You know, we're taking a drug, a substance that's been illegal and we haven't been able to tax, and that literally creates more problems with us, either societally or economically, with its illegality. And we're taking it and bringing it into a legal light, just like everything else. So we're taking something and we're literally making money out of nothing. Like, it's a hard concept to convey to people, but we're taking something that we were making no money off of, and that essentially drug dealers were reaping all the money off of and buying Ferraris and fancy houses and shit. We're taking that money away from them and actually giving it to the community and the state and to places that would actually improve everybody and not just a selfish, dark few. I don't want to call them dark, but the selfish underground. That's better. Supporters of the ballot measure would need to collect 504,760 signatures, so 500k signatures basically, by May 23rd to get the initiative, formerly known by its ballot title, Marijuana Legalization Initiative Statute, on the 2014 ballot. The group backing legalization won't actually be collecting signatures for this version of the bill. The lead sponsor told the San Francisco Chronicle that they had tweaked the initiative's language to allow individuals to grow more marijuana for personal use. A revised version, another PDF is also available, of the ballot initiative, dubbed Marijuana Control, Legalization, and Revenue Act of 2014, is scheduled to be reviewed by the Attorney General's office by the end of January, the Chronicle reported. So that's nice. You know, you expect, with a lot of these legalization measures, you know, you see broad strokes being made, where literally people speak the words legalization, and then they tend to take steps backwards. You know, they'll get a backlash from the conservatives, and they'll say, okay, hey, we'll take out personal growing. Like, we understand that personal growing may lead to more crime or just like unregulation and things like that. We'll take out home growing, or we'll add more regulations to this. But literally, they're tweaking the language to allow more marijuana for personal use. So that's nice. To grow more, rather. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Like growing is one of the base standards that we need as a freedom. You know, you really can't tell someone that, hey, we're going to allow you to buy this. We're going to allow you to, gain access to it essentially legally, pay us taxes for it, and you could even get a job growing it. But if you want to grow it on your own property for personal use, you're not going to be able to do that. You know, it's kind of absurd. It's like saying, hey, you're not allowed to grow tomato plants on your property. Or, hey, you're not allowed to grow fucking coffee on your property. Hey, coffee gets people a little high, man. It gets you a little speedy. We don't want people, you know, that market getting unregulated. We want people going to Starbucks and having like a very secure place that they get their coffee. We don't want people, you know, willy-nilly just growing coffee out in the wild. That would just be bad news, man. You know, so it's really beautiful that California is taking these steps forward. I'm not sure, I don't really follow that closely the California activism side of things, so I'm not sure like which legalization movement this is, because honestly there are multiple ones in California right now. There just seem to be a lot of different threads of tokers who just have different ideals and what they want out of the law. So you have the people who want strictly medical marijuana. They want the people who want stricter medical marijuana. You want people who are pushing for more medical marijuana so they can get legalization. You have the people pushing for total legalization of all drugs. You've got a lot of different sectors and a lot of bleed over and not bleed over and sectoring, and it's a sticky situation in California. We saw that last time when they tried to legalize, and it didn't pass. It was really, really disappointing. But hopefully, the fires ignited by Washington and Colorado will really get California to fucking just go over the edge, like not be such pussies about it next time around. So enough ranting about that one. Let's move on, shall we? New Jersey family gets $10,000 gift to move to Colorado for medical marijuana. This comes to us from Trenton, New Jersey, from NJ.com. Yeah, NJ.com. Excuse me. The Scotch Plains family, whose fight to get medical marijuana for their toddler has drawn national attention, received a $10,000 donation on Christmas to help them relocate to Colorado. This is that family that's been really campaigning for Christie to finally just legalize medical marijuana, I think edibles, and like cannabis-infused products and things like that. The donation to the Wilson family of $5,000 each came from MagicalButter.com, a Washington state company that manufactures cannabis-infused edible products and the machine that extracts the plant's active ingredients. And Lisa and Drew Braun, friends of the company's CEO, said, whatever, that was a really weirdly written sentence. But basically, Magical Butter donated $10K to these people. I thought that was fucking crazy. That was partially the reason that I posted this, because I think Magical Butter is a fairly new company, and it just made such a statement for them to do this. It was such a statement of compassion and kindness, and it set a standard for, well, not a standard, but it set the bar for, like, going out of the way and really donating in the cannabis community. Because I really haven't seen, like, Weed Maps, you know, go out and do something like this with all the money that they've made off of the cannabis community and the so-called medicinal community, you know? I don't want to call that was I call it so-called medicinal community because they're reaping profits off of it when they shouldn't necessarily be. But yeah, so Magical Butter, that was fucking sweet of them. Weed Maps, you know, like not necessarily doing that. High Times not doing that. Like Magical Butter, a new company stepping up and doing it. Crazy. Brian Wilson said they were overwhelmed by the generous gift that will enable them and their 2 daughters in early 2014 to move to Colorado, where an edible form of marijuana is manufactured and has helped relieve seizures in children with serious epilepsy disorders. And the most common one, I think, is Dravet syndrome. Yeah. Intense. I can't imagine just getting 10K and just like, here you go, here's like all the money you need to make the life change that you're truly struggling to make. You know, I know a lot of people are probably in that position right now, whether it be like they have a fucked up injury, or like fucked up teeth, or fucked up this that they need money to repair, they're in debt, or they're just stuck in a place that they can't get out of, and they're saving up to get out of there. And a chunk of money would help like that. Then again, we're also talking about a fucking kid who is like literally suffering every single hour of every single day with seizures and shit, so it's a different case, but like this was a beautiful thing. You don't see this very often. You don't see I don't know, you don't see the lottery companies donating to people so they can go consume cannabis. It's just a very, very unique situation here. I appreciate it. Employers can still fire Colorado pot smokers for legal use. This comes to us from the Denver Post. As recreational cannabis sales begin January 1st, one fact is sometimes overlooked. Employers can still fire workers for using it on or off duty. State law gives employers full authority to impose any drug prohibitions they wish, despite it being legal in Colorado for adults to possess and consume marijuana. Employers hold all the cards, said Curtis Graves. Sorry, I was going to say Craves, and then I said Graves, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty sick last name, man, Graves. Curtis Graves, a staff attorney for the Mountain States Employers Council. Mountain States Employers Council. So you only smoke only off duty? Not good enough. Consuming just at home provides no protection if your workplace drug test comes back positive for marijuana. So we see that this new cannabis utopia that's opening up for everybody. Everybody's rushing over to Colorado and Washington because they think that they can just be open stoners now. They're still going to face contention from society, who's still poisoned by drug prohibition and still tainted by just so many negative stigmas. Like the way we look at not necessarily even cannabis, but just the word, like I mentioned in the last podcast, the word drug. Like, we have people taking prescription drugs, we have people drinking alcohol, we have people killing themselves with tobacco, and yet we scrutinize cannabis as this evil drug, and yet, it's like a drug is, by definition, any compound that causes a physiological change in your body. So caffeine, coffee, is a drug. Food, any food is a drug. Everything has nutrients in it and it causes changes in your body. So to demonize it like that, it's a social stigma that we're really going to have to get over together. Like, it's not something that we rip off like a bandage, like with legislation. I mean, I guess we could apply legislation that says we can't drug test for cannabis and it would solve the problem right away. But I don't know. I feel like it's a problem just in our society. We saw a symptom of this when Colorado legalized, and immediately when they legalized, there was just a huge contention of how to regulate use. Like, the people were fucking up in arms about people smoking in their front porch. Like, God forbid somebody just light up a marijuana cigarette, quote unquote, or like toke on their bong, or take a dab out of a rig, and in the privacy of like the lot of their own land. They're not on public property, they're on their land, just smoking, not bothering anybody. And because the neighbor can smell it, because of that, it's a public quote unquote nuisance. And that classifies it as, like that just whole mentality, like, what if you live in an apartment complex and you have somebody who cooks particularly smelly food? Is there a law in place for that as a public nuisance? No, we can't do that, because that is part of someone's culture, that's part of someone's life, that's someone's personal freedom that you can't impart with. I mean, if it's like a toxic fume that's killing people, obviously there should be a law against that. But if it's just a smell that you can't stand personally, deal with it, bro. Like, that's your problem. Like, my case, which is one that I think of all the time, is, you know, what are we gonna ban the smell of barbecue? Like, I personally don't like the smell of barbecue. I pass by houses all the time and I smell it, and I love the smell. You know, I smell it and I'm like, oh man, I wanna fucking eat barbecue, I wanna go over there right now. And because of that, I hate it. It creates that temptation, it makes that craving, and you know, like, fuck you for imparting that feeling upon me. But hey, I'm not gonna get upset with anybody because they want to have barbecue. I have barbecue too, and if somebody passes by and they smell my good fucking meat grilling on the grill, you know, I want them to, you know, I want to be able to do it myself, and them just walk by, just keep walking, you know. So what's the difference with cannabis? You know, you're not smelling it and getting secondhand smoke. You know, you're just getting this tiny little whiff of the terpenes and the flavonoids that we're experiencing. You're getting these essentially floral and fruit and other elements that are already in nature, and you're just smelling them. You know, nothing harmful, you're just experiencing smells. So because of that, you want to ban it. It's just this whole stigma against stoners and the plant and use, like, oh, he's smoking cannabis over there. Oh, look at them getting high. You know, there's still a huge stigma against it, when really, like, you could look at everybody sitting outside of a coffee shop and think the same with them. You know, oh, look at them, all getting their little caffeine fix, little junkies heading in there to get their little fucking jolt for the day. You know, you could take that perspective with anything, but it's the fact that we publicly and, you know, at mass take this perspective, and then when we apply it into legislation, or when a police officer takes that perspective, you know, suddenly it becomes okay. You know, suddenly an opinion becomes like a, I don't know, I'm drifting, but you get me. You get me, brothers and sisters and in-betweens. This is fucking, it's a war against a plant, and it's fucking ridiculous that we're still having it. But on the good news front, we've got Colorado approving 348 marijuana sales licenses. This comes to us from the Biz Journals. I'm just going to cut through. The state licenses went to 136 retail stores, 178 retail marijuana growing operations, and 31 products manufacturing facilities, which makes edible products like cookies, candies infused with marijuana, etc. And 3 testing facilities. That's interesting. So 136 stores, 178 grows, 31 edible warehouse plants, whatever, and 3 testing facilities only. That's crazy. That's good. 348 licenses approved. Lots of progress being made there, because I know the people in Colorado right now are really struggling to jump through these legal loopholes to get, you know, legal cannabis production and sale going on. I forget, I was listening to like a podcast or something, and they were discussing, they have a friend who just got a license. I think it was a Reddit post, actually. They posted a picture of the license, and they were like, yeah, my buddy, you know, he had to you have to go and you have to meet with the city council, you have to do, you know, a bunch of fucking, pay a lot of money essentially, and milk a lot of pockets. It's ridiculous. So the fact that 348 licenses were distributed, that's really good progress. I'm happy to see that. Also, in the Washington legalization front, marijuana business applications hit more than 3,700 in Washington. This comes to us from the AP. And by the way, fuck AP. Like, fuck the fact that there's like a service that people have to pay for to get the news and then distribute it, and then people can't redistribute that without it being some type of copyright infringement. Like, God forbid that we want to distribute information freely. besides the point. Good news. Good news. More than 3,700 marijuana business applications have now been filed in Washington state, including 867 proposed retail outlets, spanning from Point Roberts to Pullman. I'm guessing those are cities or something. Miss WeedPornDaily was here, she'd know. Maybe. I doubt it. Washington's Liquor Control Board released updated figures Tuesday, saying it had received 3,746 applications to grow, process, or sell cannabis under Washington's recreational pot law passed by voters last year. The application window closed last week, but board spokesman Mikhail Carpenter said that there is still a backlog of submissions that have not been processed. So that's good, there's still going to be more than 3,700. Carpenter said it's premature to dissect the numbers because it's not clear how many of the applications are viable. He said it appears that some of the applicants hadn't done the work to identify a business location. Interesting. So I'm sure there are a lot of little things. I'd be curious to see what the final approved number will be for Washington, because we've got the final approved number for Colorado. And if the Washington number is in the thousands, I'll be really happy. We've got what was it? The Colorado government released an official website on marijuana information on the new recreational pot laws. You can check it out by going to colorado.gov/marijuana-info-Denver, all one word. It's basically just a website that breaks down the laws a bit for people to understand. It's just like any other government website. If you've ever been to actually no, if you go to it, it's very graphical. They try to be very, very modern about it. They keep it simple, I guess. Well, let me read it. Let me just read it to you guys. It's illegal to consume marijuana in public. You have to consume it in on a private place, either your residence or a place that you've spoken to the business owner and they've approved that you can smoke there. So you can smoke at like a restaurant if the business owner is cool with you smoking there. But it'd have to be outside because I think there are still a lot of indoor smoking laws in place. It is illegal to take marijuana out of the state. That'll be very interesting to see how they handle the marijuana tourism effect. Because you're going to have a lot of people coming in and buying weed. And then, they're probably going to have excess. So what are they going to do? Just throw it out before they go? Or we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably see a lot of uptake of marijuana, possession charges on the border. Maybe. We'll see. Only licensed establishments may sell retail marijuana products. It's kind of a given. You don't want anybody just opening up a pot shop. You gotta buy a license. Not buy a license, but you gotta go through the whole process of getting licensed. It is illegal to give or sell retail marijuana to minors. So that's anyone under 21. Unless they are a medical marijuana patient, in which it's okay if they're 18 or over. And here we go, you must be 21 or older to have or use retail marijuana. And it is illegal to drive high. I like how they just put it like that. They don't mention a nanogram limit. There's no nuances. What is high? Hey, I feel pretty high. When I take a jog, and that's a good high. Hey, I feel pretty high when I feel joy and happiness. That gives me a pretty good high. Again, we're shackled by language in this culture, and we have people using it for malicious purposes, and it just goes so under the radar, and it's so ridiculous how long it takes for definitions to change and broaden and things like that. More good news. Colorado, man. Colorado is just leading the front in just badassery, kick-assingness, and just... It is the fucking... They are the fucking cannabis cowboys over there. Denver Council decriminalizes marijuana for young adults. This comes to us from the Denver Post. The Denver City Council on Monday passed a measure to decriminalize possession of up to an ounce of pot for people between the ages of 18 and 21. Penalties would be a range of fines, but no jail time. Until now, violators faced heavy fines and up to a year in jail. Can you imagine being 18, having a little bud in your pocket, and having to serve up to a year in jail? And fines and shit. Like, you just have your whole life ruined. And even now with legalized pot, it would have still been the same. You know, you would have, there's this whole wealth of weed around you, and maybe you stumble onto a little bit, you have a little bit in your pocket, suddenly your life gets ruined because of a plant. It's a little ridiculous, especially for 18 and over. These people are clearly adults. Or they can, I don't know, Penalties would be, or the fines would now be $150 for a first offense, $500 for a second offense, and $999 for a subsequent one. So still, we're in a place where, we can't accept that people possess a plant. I mean, 21 and over, you're allowed to possess it and smoke it and all that, but if you're caught between the magical age of 18 and 21, you better watch out. Oh boy. Well, that's good. 18 and 21, at least you won't be going to jail, you'll just be paying a fine. No criminal charges. Just stupid fucking fines that, ruin your life and set you back, and, ruin society in ways that lawmakers don't seem to understand. Wyoming Republican senator gave his dying uncle marijuana to ease his pain. This comes to us from Think Progress. Nice little heartfelt story. And a reminder, 30 years ago, the chemotherapy was quite a bit rougher than it is now. Wyoming State Senator Bruce Burns told a local radio station about his uncle's final days while he was dying of lung cancer. We provided him with some marijuana, Burns explained, and he ended up gaining 15 pounds before he passed away and was quite a bit more comfortable. In light of this experience, Burns now supports legalizing marijuana for medicinal use. Burns' view is increasingly common. A poll last June found that 60% of Americans now favor allowing doctors to prescribe marijuana, with only 26% opposed to permitting physicians to do so. A plurality of Republicans agree that that medical marijuana should be legal. Blah, 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 polls are fucking fake. But yeah, Wyoming, lawmakers willing to make changes here. So good news for anybody in Wyoming. And this is also a reminder too, that's what I mentioned earlier, of why we have medicinal pot. A lot of people like to come out and say, why are we going to legalize medicinal pot if people are just going to use it recreationally? This is why. Just because a few people may use it for the wrong purposes, we're allowing some people to use it for the right purposes and either not die, God forbid, woof. You're letting someone live, or you're improving the state of their life before they die. Making it quite a bit more comfortable for them. So yeah, it's always nice to hear stories like this. It's always, it's nice to see that people can change their perspective, that things aren't so set in stone as they seem to be. And that is it for the news. That's it. That was a good time on the news. I felt like it was forever, but I was just so stoned. Oh boy. So, what's up, guys? WeedPornDaily time. It's time for me to be a little selfish here. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready for some ego? Oh!
Alright. So as I mentioned before, Huff Socks are coming in this... Huff Socks are coming in this week. According to the tracking thingamajig, they should be in Wednesday. So make sure to check out WeedPornDaily.com/shop. I know a lot of you guys, I've been getting a lot of messages, when can I buy the Huff Socks? Where are the Huff Socks? They're not in stock yet. You gotta wait. But very soon. Very soon. What else? The 420 Goody Box. That was fucking sick. We just got that in today. Funny story. Alright. Saturday, because yesterday there was no post. Saturday I got a package in the mail, and I'd forgotten that I'd ordered something from Amazon, and it wasn't labeled with anything Amazon-y. So I brought it into the room, and I was like, oh shit, I got my 420 Goody Box. I set it down, and I tweet about it, all excitedly, and I set up my little white box setup, and I set up the tripod, the camera, the lights. I get everything set up. I start shooting the video of myself playing with the box. Picking it up. Oh, check it out. Oh, it's so heavy. Wow, I wonder how many goodies I got this month, and this and that, talking so much shit. And I even stopped for a moment, and I'm like I feel that quietness of just something's wrong. And I'm like, it would be so funny if I record this whole video, I'm so excited, I've tweeted about it, and I open the box, and it's not a 420 Goody Box. And I pull out the scissors, I whip open the box, and lo and behold, it's fucking the wax that I'd ordered from Amazon, for hemp wicks. And I was like, I'm done. I'm just done. I wasn't having a good day. And the 420 Goody Box, I was really looking forward to it, and I just walked away. And as I walked away, I hit the tripod, and the camera falls on the floor, and the camera viewfinder breaks. So now I've got a DSLR that I can only shoot basically on auto and change no settings unless I Rain Man them somehow, I can blindly set them. It's fucking fantastic. So yesterday I fucking had to let out a lot of steam. I was very upset. Fucking goddamn, I'm still upset just thinking of just tearing open that wound. But got the 420 Goody Box today. That was very nice. I set up the set up the white box again, the lights. Felt like deja vu. I threw down the Goody Box, and this time the Goody Box comes, and I expected it to be a box within a box, but it was literally it says Goody Box on the box. So I threw it down, took some pictures, Instagrammed it, all that jazz. Bitterly took some pictures with the camera and couldn't take video with it, and yeah. But the box was pretty sick. That was a very, very nice surprise. I've seen various Goody Box or subscription box type services before on YouTube. I don't know if you guys follow Mortimer, is I think her name, the girlfriend of Ego Raptor, the dude who does Game Grumps. Just dropping a lot of stuff that if you guys know nothing about, it sounds like, why is he talking about dinosaurs and fucking goth chicks? But Mortimer is a famous-ish makeup. I don't really check out her YouTube, but she has a YouTube channel, and one of her specialties is subscription boxes, and she gets a lot of food ones, makeup ones, things like that. And I got familiar with the idea of the subscription box service by watching her videos and stuff, and I've seen the standards set, you get you pay $20 and you get a certain amount of value out of the box and things like that. So, getting this box was very nice. It was, I felt like I was Mortimer and shit doing one of her videos. Said not as professional, way less professional. But again, just getting into it, the actual box, it came with one of those, stealth, like, you know those things that you walk into a head shop and you see like cans of Red Bull and Coke and shit, and you're like, why the fuck do they have cans of just Coke sitting out? And then it's like, oh, they're like fake cans that you open up and conceal stuff in. Well, it's one of those, but somehow they were able to put a grinder and a scale inside of it. So it not only stashes your weed, but it weighs it out and it grinds it up. All in one stealthy energy drink container. So that was pretty cool. That was apparently a $40 value. Then we got Cannabis Now magazine. They are a direct partner with 420 Goody Box, so I imagine that every month you guys will be getting Cannabis Now magazine. That was cool. As a designer, as a particularly editorial designer, I really love magazines, so that was just really like the prize for me. I'm too cheap to actually subscribe to any magazines, so getting one in a Goody Box is just a treat. Also got, speaking of treats, candy. We got blueberry, raspberry, hash, infused or something, hemp infused. I wish it was hash infused. Hemp infused, like hard candy. It came with 3 in like a packet. So that's nice. I'll be interested to try those with Miss WeedPornDaily. And see. I've never had hemp candy before, so I'll be curious. I'm sure it won't taste different or anything, but just the thought that it's hemp candy, and I'll check out the nutrition facts, see if it actually merits any additional nutritional value. I doubt it. But still nice. Weed candy. Like it's like a cannabis-based design. Chronic Candy is the brand. We also got a Viking vaporizer, which vaporizes oils. I think you might be able to put like cannabis oil in it, but you may have to dilute it with like the stuff that you use with pen vapes or whatever. Like it's like not a glycerin, but like some sort of derivative of that. But I don't know, it's an oil vape, so I can't use it, sadly. The vape and the stash grinder box thingy, energy drink thing, we will be giving away very soon on the website, so make sure to watch out for that. We also got a keychain that says High Street. It's like a street sign, and it says High Street. That was very cute. I noticed on Instagram that a lot of people got that one, and there was another one called, I forgot what it was called. It's like High Street and then like another like predictable-esque name. It's like Kush Avenue or something. And there was also, there was one more thing. Oh, we got Trog stickers from a guy named Trog, which are cool, but I'm not a sticker guy. I literally never use stickers. I'm that type of person that gets anxious just looking at stickers, and I'm like, I don't know what I can put this on. Like, I don't want to blemish any of my personal products with it, because I don't know if I'll agree with the placement or the sticker in like a certain amount of time, and then, if I place the sticker in a place that I don't appreciate it as much, I lose the value of the sticker. Like, I'm that guy. So I'm gonna give it away to someone who just loves stickers and just sticks stickers on everything, or just someone who wants it. Yeah. So expect a giveaway soon of some of the 420 Goody Box contents, and I think I'll keep subscribing to this. I want to check out just what else, they have in store. Possibly get like a little pipe or something next month, maybe. I'm crossing my fingers. But yeah, it's in my mind, personally, it's like a really good way to have stuff, to produce content. As a content creator, it gets really stale just seeing the same stuff over again. I have to change up the backgrounds, I have to change up the angles, change up like the contents of the videos, whether it be like the brands that I feature, things like that. So getting like a mystery box of just various different brands is like a blessing, to me. So I'll definitely consider resubscribing to this. And I saw a lot of people really happy with the service, and a lot of people really excited when I posted the Instagram video. They were just really psyched about the prospect of it, and they were like, man, I'm subscribing, like, right now. Like, this looks really sick. So I'm glad. I'm really happy that people are excited about the service, and that the service is getting a lot of attention. It's, with advertising, it's like, you can advertise anything all you'd like, but it to a certain point, it has to sell itself. And this product is just so good, it sells itself a lot. And I really appreciate that. So check them out, 420goodiebox.com. I'm going to be posting up probably an official unboxing video up to our WeedPornDaily TV channel. And like I said, running the giveaway soon. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. We're always running giveaways. You can keep an eye on the giveaways by checking out the giveaway tag, blog.weedporndaily.com/tag/giveaway. So yeah, 420 Goody Box, man. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Let's see. Weed Porn Daily. That's it. Weed Porn Daily wise. There hasn't been much. I've got, I don't know if I mentioned, I finished the Hempwick, designs. Like, I finally did a logo, and I did, like, official, I don't know what to call them. Like, now when you order a Hempwick, it's gonna have the fucking piece of, like, paper shit that says Hempwick and, made by Weed Porn Daily and fucking made in America and fucking all that shit. It'll look legit now, to say the least. I think the design looks really good. I just gotta send it off to the printers now to get it printed on a kind of thicker stock. And you guys will be seeing it in your orders very soon. It's pretty sick. Like now that I have, branding, that's what it really is, like official branding, I'll really be able to advertise to head shops and just, retail outlets in general. So I hope, with more branding, I'll be able to utilize that audience. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, let me get through this real quick. Some changes in the shop front. We're shipping to Canada now. I don't know if you guys noticed. If you go to weedporndaily.com/shop, you can now order hemp wicks, huff socks, and all that jazz to Canada. I tried to get other countries in, and I just can't with the current e-commerce software. It's just not viable. I have to buy a special plugin to be able to do international shipping, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm not buying shit. And then I tried to pirate it, and pirating it didn't work. So we're just stuck with just US and Canada right now. If you would like to order from, say, the UK, Australia, just anywhere else in the world, you can email me at weedporndaily.com at weedporndaily@gmail.com rather, with your order and your address, and I'll get back to you. I already had one guy from the UK contact me privately, and I was able to quote him on some hempwick shipments to the UK, and he was very, very happy with the pricing, because they apparently just can't get hempwick over there, and even if they get it shipped, it's way more expensive than I'm shipping it, apparently. So that was nice to hear. So I'm geared up to ship internationally. Canadians, you can do it officially now through the website. You know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck all you fucking Canadians and you international bitches who are whining and complaining about how do I buy hemp wicks? How do I buy huff socks? How do I buy them? I'm in Australia. I'm in Canada. And I literally now have a fucking system in place for you guys to purchase it with ease and just like everyone else. And I have not seen a single Canadian sale at all. So fuck you guys. Fuck all you guys that made me feel like I needed to like be really like I have a huge market I'm not tapping into. I really need to like bust my ass and fucking redesign the whole e-commerce system here and fucking install a whole new software that didn't work out. Oh, let me head back to the old software, tweak that, figure out a way to fucking utilize it for like fuck you. Like I did a lot of work for nothing essentially. I mean, we're gonna have Canadian shipping forever, basically now, but just the fact that I haven't seen a single sale and people were apparently so interested, that was some bullshit. That was some major bullshit. So fuck you Canadians. You heard me. That's right. Throw your fucking snowballs. I like to see them reach me. Goddamn Canadians. Fucking blame Canada. Blame Canada. Everything's gone awry because Canada, what was it? It seems that everything's gone awry since Canada, fuck, I should know this, I love the South Park movie. Blame Canada, blame Canada, it seems that everything's awry. Fuck, I'm ashamed. I know that song like the back of my hand, but blame Canada. Fuck Canada. But seriously, Canada, please. Purchase stuff from the shop. I love you guys. Please, anything. Hemp wicks. I know you guys don't have too many hemp wicks up there in Winnipeg. You guys are fucking, you gotta like trudge in like 10 miles of snow to get to the local Walmart where they don't even carry like any stoner supplies. And then if you want to get to a good head shop, it's like 50 miles away in like fucking snow that doesn't even get like swept in a timely manner. So, I'm telling you, brother, I'll ship hempwick right to your fucking door. Head over to WeedPornDaily.com/shop. But yeah, we do international shipping now, and I ordered those like fancy fucking plastic envelopes that you always see clothing shipped in, and t-shirts and stuff. And I'm gonna start shipping the huff socks in that, because I don't know. I just thought it would look fancier and cooler than like the white envelopes that I've been sending. So yeah, expect that little change. It's a little something different. A little nice. They're also like more opaque. I think, is opaque the word? Like you can't see through it. I'm pretty sure opaque's the word. So you won't like sometimes I ship like people ask me all the time, like, how do you ship shit? You know, I don't want to get like fucking something that has a weed leaf on it and then it gets taken away by the feds. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not that stupid. But we ship in like plain envelopes, nothing special, just the label, and then on the inside I put any products you order and a WeedPornDaily like business card. And what I do is I'll flip the business card, the side that says WeedPornDaily on it, like really big and bold. I flip that towards the inside so that the products sit on top of it and you can't see it from the outside. And then from the outside you'll probably see the flip side, which says like you can't really see anything. And maybe sometimes, I don't know, in the shuffle of mail maybe it gets flipped and you'll see like when you get it WeedPornDaily, if you like hold it up to the light. So this should remedy that. You know, it'll be on the stealth, on the total stealth, on the low. You feel me? So expect that very soon. I forget what they're called. I actually had to like look it up and shit because obviously they're not called plastic envelopes because the world has to make shit more complicated, and they're called like folio lopes or some shit. I don't know. I have it on my Amazon wish list so I don't forget ever again. But yeah, that should stepping the game up with the shop. I'm also going to be getting custom sized boxes for the wicks, so you won't be getting any more like what I used to do is take I won't even say it. I won't even put it on the books. But I used to do some shit that maybe would not be kosher with a lot of duct tape. You feel me? So now we're going to be ordering boxes that I literally just seal up. I don't have to put any duct tape on them or anything. I put the wick in, it fits in like snug. Like I don't have to worry about throwing in a bunch of vacuum air packet things. And yeah. So expect that soon as well. Just stepping up the shipping game. Now that we actually have some money to spend, like internally, on the infrastructure, to say. Let's answer some questions. How about that? It's been me. Let's make it you for a minute. I've been trying to answer more questions. I've been trying to, I was gonna say be more witty, but that's just jerking my fucking chain right there. I'm trying to write more for you guys. I'm trying to, just create more original content in terms of writing. You know, I know that you guys appreciate it, and I just don't do it very often. And it's something that, you know, it's something that comes to me naturally. I literally just whip those things out. Like, if I don't whip it out, it usually just gets lost. So, those moments are me just trying to capture it. Yeah, I've been trying to do that more. If you guys check out the ask tag, blog.weedporndaily.com/tag/ask, you can see some of the questions that I've been answering more seriously. Like, someone asked me, you know, what do you prefer, stoner or pothead? I think I've answered that twice now in the past week. Similarly, where I say, you know, let me just read it, because it'll be more eloquent than I can transcribe. What do you like better, stoners or potheads? What's the difference? They're both an arbitrary definition imposed by a society brainwashed into believing that drugs are bad and altered states of consciousness should be feared. So I'm trying to do more of that. Just trying to, like, spread the good message while being eloquent and as well written as possible about it. I say well written, and then I probably make, like, terrible grammatical mistakes and abuse commas all the time and shit. Fuck it. But let's get to the questions. If you'd like to ask a question, head over to WeedPornDaily.com/FAQ and check out the literally hundreds of thousands of questions that I've answered already, and check to see if I've answered your question. And then on the top of the page is the question box where you can tempt fate with your inquest, with your inquisition. Any way we can get that dank kush to Cali? Or better said, San Fernando Valley. So this is another example of idiocy in the ass box. You know, I don't even understand, if this is a joke, I don't understand the premise of it, because California is inundated with cannabis. So you're requesting cannabis to be sent to a place where cannabis is like literally growing on trees. Like, this question doesn't even amuse me. You know, like, this gets immediately copied and pasted, deleted, and thrown into the badass book. If you guys don't know what the badass book is, I've taken every shitty, stupid, and silly question from the ass box and put it into a book. Basically every question where someone was like, what is pot? Or what is hash? What are dabs? Or even like the more maybe not so simple ones where people get really high and they're like, have you ever felt like brownies in the summer? You know, like thoughts like that. So it's a book filled with just those nonsensical, silly things. And I also I sprinkle in some of my sillier answers, like someone asks, what are like concentrates or something, and I do like a prose where I'm like, oh, traveler, what you seek is a mysterious golden wax of erythritol, and this and that, and I do a whole thing. So you can check that out, WeedPornDaily.com/shop. You can get the ebook or the signed softcover. You can see what I go through every fucking day, man. I'm working on the sequel right now. It's gonna be double as big and twice as small, if that makes any sense. Alright. Have you ever had a bad experience with smoking weed? Yeah, it's called the law. I don't know. Like, it's like with anything, you know, there are good times, there are bad times. You need the bad times to appreciate the good times. There have been plenty of times where I've had, like, terribly low tolerances, and I smoke a little bit of weed, and it's not even enjoyable, where, you know, you're sitting with your buddies, and they have their tolerances built up, and you decided to take a tea break for, like, a week, and you come back and you start coughing like a bitch for, like, an hour straight, and your face is red, and your lungs hurt, and you, like, have abs built up like a fucking 12-pack by the end of the session. Like, you know, that's not necessarily that enjoyable. You know, I prefer to just sit down, smoke a bowl, taste it, experience it, maybe have it blast me, but not have that feeling of just, like, discomfort or distaste or burning in the throat or burning in the lungs or... Yeah. So I have bad experiences all the time. It's life, brother. I don't know, story-wise, any like, crazy story, bad experience with smoking weed. I don't have one myself, but I saw one recently where a guy, apparently was walking, I see it all the time, I don't know, like, what people think, like, the process that leads to this, but they walk around their apartment, and then they see a little bit of, like, something on the floor, and they're like, oh, that looks like weed, which, you know, I've had that thought process before, too. I see a little bit of green stuff on the floor, I look at it, I pick it up, I'm like, oh, that looks like weed, and then I throw it away. Cause what? It's been on the floor, it's probably covered in hair and dust. Like, I don't even need to tempt fate. No weed is that fire. So, you know, this guy walks around his apartment, looks at the ground, oh, look at that, a little crumble. I think I'll pick that up, that looks like a little bit of hash. Throws it on his, fucking hash nail, and it was not hash. And he got, like, a nasty little treat. And the whole time the girlfriend's just, like, fucking laughing her ass off at his coughing, wheezing, just tongue out, spitting, like, self, because he was just that stupid. I've seen people confuse hash with Pop-Tarts, and like, oh, I thought it was crumble butter, and I took a dab of Pop-Tarts. So there are plenty of bad experiences out there. It's ridiculous. It's hard to remember mine. Cause, that's the beautiful thing about weed. That's why they use it to help with PTSD, is weed has this magical property of helping you get over traumatic events. So if you are high when something bad happens to you, you're way less likely to remember it and have it haunt you. So, maybe if I have a bad experience with weed is so good, I don't even remember it. Again, what are hemp wicks for? Check the fact, brother. You know, it was a little disconcerting recently. I've been getting a lot of asks, not a lot, but more than I should be getting, where people think that they can smoke the hemp wick and get high. They're like, yeah man, you know, weed is getting really expensive in my town, and I noticed that your hemp wick is really fucking affordable. How high would I get if I bought some? I have no response. Or like, I had one guy who was like, yeah man, I smoked like 5 resin bowls last night. I really wish I had your hemp wick instead. I'm like, no you don't. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, you know, I even got to a point where I was designing the labels for the hemp wicks, and I was like, do I really need to get to the point where I have to put on this label, does not contain THC, does not get you high? Do I really need to point this out? You know, and I was like, no. Like, no. Like, if you're really that stupid, or you think that hemp is gonna get you high, or you can't just do like a little quick Google search, or like, just logic. Like, the fact that you can just buy this legally online. Well, you know, let me not say that, because people have been able to buy salvia and DMT online. But you could just walk into a fucking any head shop and buy this. You can walk into fucking any fabric store and buy hemp. You know, it's not anything, I don't know. So it's just fascinating to see people confused like that. Like, I wonder how many people are like buying my wick and just smoking it and not smoking with it. It's disconcerting. Yeah. One more. What's the best strain of weed? That's like asking what's the best brand of chips. Is there a best brand of chips? There isn't. There's a brand of chips for every situation. You know? If I'm having a tuna sandwich, there's like an array of chips that I want with that flavor profile. You know, like, maybe I want some salt and vinegar to kind of go with that tuna flavor, the vinegar and the salt to kind of cut it. Or maybe I want, what is it, the onion ones? Those are fucking bomb. Funyuns. Those are fucking bomb, yo. Or munchos, or just maybe tortilla chips, you know, like, or hey, if I'm having a hamburger, you know, I'll have some chips with that, but I don't necessarily want, I don't know, like, what are those, like, healthy ones? Sun chips? I don't want sun chips with a hamburger. I want, like, barbecue potato chips. I want, like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, for every situation, you want something different. You know, like, if I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna want, sativa maybe. Or maybe I want an indica. Maybe I'm in such pain that immediately I just need a pain relief. Or maybe I'm just so tired, I need a spark for my day. You know? A lot of people, like, they tend to ask, it's a really common question, you know, what would be one strain that you would smoke your whole life? And I can't do that. You know, I used to try and, like, debate it, and I used to try and, like, shop around and find, like, one perfect strain. But the honest truth is there isn't. You know, like, times change, I change, like, my needs change. And, you know, with that, you know, the strain needs to change. And just, like, the properties of weed, I don't know, like, you smoke the same thing over and over again for a certain period of time, and it just gets stale. You need, like, to get highest, you need the highest array of cannabinoids, not necessarily concentration. You know, at a certain point, you're going to top yourself off with THC and CBD and all that. What you really want is like an array of different terpenes and or an array of different cannabinoids, because you're not going to get all, like, or not all, but like it's like with any food. You know, you get a lot of vitamin A in this and a lot of vitamin B in that. You know, you're going to get a lot of CBD in this, you're going to get a lot of CBN in that. So you want to mix them both and get the best of both worlds. So I don't know if there's one best weed. I don't know. And if it is, it's called Trainwreck. No, I don't know. If it is, it's purple. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have one strain that you could smoke your whole life? Like, I'm sure if you're growing, maybe, you might think like that. Like, I know a lot of, growers, they tend to stick to one particular pheno for a very long time because it's stable and they've developed it, you know. It's very understandable. But as a consumer, I know you gotta switch it up every now and then. So that question was from somebody who looks like they're 14, so I'm not gonna advertise their blog, I'm sorry. I just get some blogs sometimes where it's like the most stereotypical stuff. Like smokes like Barbie, smokes like Marley, looks like Barbie. And then it's all spelled out with like the E's or 3's, and it's like leet speak, and yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, it's just, there is something wrong with that when you're 14, and you shouldn't be advertising your smoking, let alone publicly submitting it somewhere on the internet for record. I am struggling here. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but it's like the one thing that I hate about using screens. Like I get hate about it all the time on WeedPornDaily TV, or any time I take a video of a bong rip, where people are like, what's that whistling noise? What is that? You need to pack your bowls down tighter, bro. And it's literally because I use a screen. You know, like people are so used to not using a screen, and they'll pack down their bowls really, really tight, and they'll do what's called a snap, and literally suck the contents of the bowl through the hole and into their bong. And like that's like a satisfactory hit for them. And I'm like, I'm good. I want to keep my bong clean for a longer period of time. I don't need to like burn the weed that long. Like at that point, I'm literally just trying to burn chlorophyll and shit, you know, like you're really trying to primarily burn the trichomes on the outside of the weed, and then trying to like vaporize the weed, and then when you're really like burning it to a cinder, I guess maybe you're getting everything out of it, but you're also just doing overkill. So I don't like to kill my bowls like that necessarily. So I'll use a screen, and that requires me to dump it out into an ashtray and like do the screen search every fucking time. It's killer. Especially in like low lit stony rooms, cause you know that's how it is. It's always like a fucking dungeon setting when you're smoking weed for some reason. It's not like bright clinical lights. I mean, it can be, but it's not comfortable. You like that low, that CFL, that, or even black lit sometimes, that, or lights off. What's up, hanky panky? Oh, baby, do the hanky panky. Oh. Did I mention, on a previous podcast that I did the 420 video? We finally reached 420 videos on WeedPornDaily TV. That's our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WeedPornDaily. Yeah, 420 videos, man. I was holding it off for like a month or two. We were on 419 for a while, and I was just debating and planning and reshooting and shooting, and I finally ironed out a video that I liked, and I did an hour-long session where I smoked a joint, smoked, I believe, 3 bowls of a multitude of strains, and even vaped up a bit with the packs. Tried to mix it up as much as possible and smoke as much as possible in one sitting. So make sure to check that out. Hour long, man. Like, I know, personally, I like to sit down and, whenever I smoke, it's like habit. Like, I'll sit down, I'll pull out the bong, I'll pull out the jars of weed, and then I'll immediately pull up a new tab and start pulling up YouTube to start, watching, like Token Daily, or Mark Clokey, or Kush, what is it, fucking Urban Grower, and any of the people I post on the video tag. And I just appreciate just watching them pack a bowl and smoke, and then I smoke like with them. It's it's like getting that social fix of like that camaraderie of sharing a smoke with someone, but still being able to be like half awake, half naked, just fresh out of bed in the morning, not really wanting to see anybody, you know, and still get that. So, part of me posting YouTube videos, you know, a lot of people, not a lot of people, that's a exaggeration. I've gotten it occasionally where people are like, why do you post bong rips every day? Like, what's the point of shooting a video of a bong rip? And it's like, you just don't get it. Like, it's a contribution to a community where we all come together and coalesce our cannabis use online and create a place where we can come and toke up and find solace and find solidarity and find a community where necessarily, you know, we may not have one, or maybe may not have access to one, or maybe it's just not available at the moment. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't know. So I like to contribute to that. I like to be a part of that. So an hour-long video, that's one of the things too. I like to work and watch weed videos, and it's hard because a lot of the weed videos, they tend to be like 20 minutes long and shit. So when you get like an hour-long one, it's really a treat. Yeah, so I hope you guys appreciate it. And I've posted up, once I posted up the 420 one, I just kept going with WeedPornDaily TV. I already had a few episodes banked of like the new series, and I just edited up a few more just the other day to add to the database, the list of stuff to post. I think today I posted up an unboxing of a Society 6 shirt, and yesterday I posted up a Happy Holidays Christmas-esque bong rip. So make sure to check that out. We're back. I'm trying to do it on a daily basis now. Keeping you guys updated daily with smoke and weed. Got another bowl here packed. I'm sure you guys heard plenty of shuffling. This time it is purely Chem Dog, because I really want there's something about the Chem Dog flavor that it's rejuvenative in its own way. Like, if I could just get the flavor itself and maybe not even necessarily the high, and just sprinkle that flavor onto like other stuff, I would like that. Cause it puts me in such a good place every time I taste it. So cheers. Hope you guys have been smoking along all the times I was jabbering on. Hope you guys saw I mentioned earlier how I was doing trying to do writing more. I did a bunch of like Christmas-esque poems and songs and stuff. And I've been just trying to do more parodies of songs. I think you can check out the WPD LOL tag if you want to see those. Yeah. Just a random thing that came to mind. Cheers. Very hard to burn. Whew. And burns black. But it gives you an immediate head rush. A lovely, lovely sativa. It's funny too because I was told that it was Girl Scout cookies. And I'm like, really? Really? Like, you're really gonna take one smell of this and call it Girl Scout cookies? Like, maybe you can call it Kush. Maybe you could call it just anything else that's like piney and fucking like musky. Maybe even confuse it with haze, maybe. But to call it Girl Scout cookies, that's just laughable. Do you guys have to deal with any dealers like giving you like fake names? Like yo, check it bro, check it. I got some strawberry cough. I got some granddaddy perps. And check it, brother. Straight from Cali. Some of that blue dream dog. Which one you want? And you're like, bro, they all look the same. The blue dream one doesn't even smell like blueberries. And the granddaddy purple one isn't even purple. Which can be excused, but come on, bro. Like, yeah. Do you guys ever deal with that? I can't imagine. It's hard not calling people out on their bullshit. It's really hard. Come off like a douchebag, some egotistical asshole, when in reality you're sitting with the facts. I literally had to pour out the bowl, pick out the ashy parts, and then repack it again because it didn't burn. Like, the top part burned, and then a whole bottom layer laid green. I fucking hate when that happens. Like, my goal whenever I smoke a bowl is to clear it. Because once you've tainted the weed with a flame, it will never taste the same. Yeah. I don't know how you guys getting all accusatory and shit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I don't know how people do it where they corner bowls. Like, I've literally sat in sessions where people, to be polite, will smoke like an ashy bowl because they think that it's still got quote-unquote weed in it. You know, that shit still got weed in it, bro. Hit that shit. Like, no, bro. Why don't you just stop being such a cheap little shit and pack like another little bowl? Or just how about you fucking like pack a bowl the perfect size for everybody and not play this little game where we like play fucking Russian roulette with a fucking flame here. Like, I don't know. Like, is it really that difficult to pack a bowl the perfect size for the person? Like, like not even a snap. You don't have to, like, the person doesn't even have to, like, finish it in one smoke. They could finish it in their own leisure time. You know, like, even snapping it kind of, like, forces someone to, like, still be a part of, like, a smoking regimen. Like, I've tried to adapt, the quote-unquote smoking rules to be as open as possible to every smoking style, and if somebody wants to sit there and not necessarily snap a bowl, and I guess I'm contradicting myself. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just can't. I can't corner shit. Whenever I go to someone's house and they tell me to corner something, I purposely snap it, and then just pack another bowl, and like, I don't know. I mean, I use my weed. I'm not gonna like use up their weed and be all rude about it, but it's like, come on, bro, like, I'm not gonna play this game. And usually, by me doing that, people are like, wow, this is so much better. Wow, this tastes so much better. Wow, this experience is so much better. It's a little more work, because I'm cleaning a little more, but wow, you know, it's worth it. I get that a lot. I'm telling you guys, try it. Cheers. And the hemp wick unignites with an excited wisp of air whisking through all the weed that I've packed down. The taste of like ash and some weed that I think I'm salvaging. I did a number on my throat. So I think that will be it for today. Wow, an hour and 30. Got a little long today for a solo cast. I'm like reaching for any sort of liquid around me. Thank you guys for listening today. Thank you guys for sitting through my just solo ramblings. It's crazy. I promise you, one day there will be guests. But there will probably always just be solo casts, because I'm just that egotistical. But thank you all for being a part of my ego inflation. Thank you to everyone who has purchased hemp wicks and huff socks. Remember, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, huff socks coming in. WeedPornDaily.com/shop. We also have a new design up in the Society 6 shop. It's a Swisher Sweet. It's a chick rolling a blunt, basically. Like a vector illustration digital portrait thing. Check it out. It looks pretty sick. Shop.WeedPornDaily.com. Yeah. Oh, and make sure to check us out on 420radio.org. I mentioned it on an earlier podcast how Russ Belville reached out to us and wanted to have the Weed Porn Daily podcast a part of the 420 radio network. And it worked out. We're part of the radio network now. So if you go to 420radio.org, you can see and listen to Weed Porn Daily. I think we're on Tuesdays at like 1 a.m. in the morning, Thursdays at like 3 a.m. or some shit, and then Saturday at 12 p.m. I don't know what time zone though. But all that information is available. They have like a whole time schedule on 420radio.org. We are beside the greats like fucking Jorge Cervantes and fucking, yeah, that's the only name I can think of right now. But we are alongside some big names in the cannabis community. What is it? The Cannabis Cure TV guy is part of the 420 Radio Network. I believe, I don't know. The Weeducated podcast is part of it. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Check it out. There's a number of really good podcasts that I listen to myself on the 420 Radio Network. So it's really an honor to be aside them. You know, it's kind of surreal. So the first, I think, 40 or 45 minutes will be streamed onto 420 Radio on those times. The latest episode, make sure to check it out. Get us some views and stuff on the 420 Radio Network. And if you guys are listening from the 420 Radio Network, probably not if it's this far in, but if you've like been so interested that you went on iTunes and subscribed, which I highly recommend to everybody if they haven't done, subscribing on iTunes and writing a review is one of the greatest things you can do for the podcast. It helps us actually go up in the iTunes rankings, and it actually makes sponsors more likely to sponsor us. But yeah, if you guys are part of the 420 Radio Network and you've gotten this far, I'm happy to have you guys. Like, I'm really interested in seeing how the audience will expand thanks to that partnership. So thanks again to Russ Belville. I'll definitely have to send him a thank you letter and all that jazz. Make sure to show him some love. Check out the Russ Belville show. That shit is like always on 420 Radio, I think. I saw the time slot, and he like owns the time slot. And he owns the network, I'm pretty sure, so it makes sense. Yeah, so check it out. Thank you for listening. Again, subscribe, love us, follow us, reblog us. Send us nudes with weed, please. Thank you guys for everything. No, I really appreciate it. Really, I hope I never come off as a facetious asshole, because that's what I intend, but that's not what I truly am. There are multiple layers of facetious assholism in here. You know, like, well, there are multiple layers of assholes. You know, like, it's not just facetious asshole. Sometimes it's egotistical asshole, and sometimes it's douchebag asshole. You know, so peel away and discover the many layers of me and assholeness. Thank you. I'm dragging it on because I'm like, Oscar, you're missing something, man. Like, if you had a producer here, he would be waving his arms and being like, you forgot 420goodiebox.com, man. Make sure to check out 420goodiebox.com and show him some love. The box was really fucking cool. Make sure to watch out for our giveaway of some of the products, and make sure to check out the unboxing video on our YouTube channel. That is it. I love you guys. Ooh, do yoga, do plenty of weed while you do yoga, meditate stoned, and then lucid dream stoned, and walk around stoned, live stoned, love stoned. Thank you guys. Stay regular.